Hey guys, so now we're going to talk about a vegan. I lost 2 subscribers, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Let's go back to talking about vegans. I'm not going to react just in case. So, Vegan Deterioration did a video on Brian Johnson. And he said how his body temperature is no higher than 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Couple questions, first of all, before we get into the nitty-gritty. Is he checking it with the thermometer that goes under the arm or in the ear? I don't know how good those under the tongue ones are, but maybe they're okay. I don't know. And secondly, how do we know he's actually telling that truth? Because I told my mom about that, and she's like, he's got to be lying. I'm like, yeah. But there is one reason why I do kind of believe it. Vegans do eventually start dropping in body temperature the longer they are vegan, because they're not absorbing the animal fat needed to keep that insulation. And all the, like, when you're anemic, when you're low in animal fat, when you're just deficient in all these different things. That was how I was. My temperature was low. Fahrenheit wise, I was 96. 96.8. I believe I was. Around there, somewhere around there. Now, just a forewarning, I am going to activate my Echo. Alexa, what is 96 degrees cancel. Sorry. Hold on, let me try again. Alexa, what is 36 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
36 degrees Celsius is 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so around there. That was what I was when I was anemic. 2 degrees lower than I should be. When I got even my first transfusion of iron, or infusion, I jumped up to 98 almost immediately. I'm around 98.1, at least from what I gathered from the those checks. Because 36.8 or 36.7. Alexa, what is 36.7 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
36.7 degrees Celsius is 98.06 degrees Fahrenheit.
So around 98.1, okay? At my highest, I was 98.4. And I think that was because I was hot from, like, it was hot that day, and, like, but then I had a sweater on also, I think, because it's cold in the friggin' hospital, so I had to bring a sweater. So I think I had a sweater on me. Other than the IV on my arm, I had, like, the sleeves over my... Actually, I don't even think I had the... No, I think I did have... And it was annoying because when I was getting those infusions, I had to walk in the heat, sweat dripping down my face. I never usually get that hot like that, but at least I could walk after the first and second infusions. Now, the second infusion did cause me to have a weird allergic reaction. I couldn't walk home. So we had to have my dad pick us up from the hospital because I just couldn't walk on my feet. They were too hot. And they'd given me a low dose of Benadryl to see if it would help counteract the reaction. And it did. Like, I was fine the rest of that night, but it was not good. It definitely wasn't good. It did concern me. I couldn't walk on my feet because they were heating up. It was the weirdest reaction I've ever had to anything. I don't know what they had in there. Now, does anyone know, anyone in my audience at all? Sorry. If anyone knows anything about Venifer iron, can you please tell me, do they mix it with something? And what it is that I could have reacted to, why would I have reacted in the way that I did? Because normal reactions are usually just like a headache and you're vomiting. That was the reaction they warned us of. Like, come back if she starts throwing up and having a headache. That never happened. I got my infusion, and you know how they tell you to wait 30 minutes? Not even 10 minutes later, and I'm feeling my feet start burning up like a frickin'. And then I had my mom even saw them. They were these welts on my legs. Big. You could even feel them. I was like, what kind of reaction is this? And when I swallowed water, when I took the Benadryl and swallowed that water, I felt my throat, like it felt numb. I didn't feel anything go down it. Guys, what was that? Do you know what that would have been? How did the Benadryl keep that down? How was the Benadryl enough? How did I not flare up again? Because they only gave me 25 milligrams too. That was the other interesting thing. Please, I want to hear your feedback. I will try and check back these freaking. I'm officially shadow banned, y'all. And if you're not getting if you're not getting notifications, turn on that bell if you really want them so badly, okay? I'm not going to force you to, but if you want them, make sure that bell is on. And if they're still not getting notified, sorry. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's because I know I don't upload a lot. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Back about temperature. So, Brian Johnson is only 93 degrees Fahrenheit. If we're to believe that that's true, how is he not walking around almost like a zombie? You know, I wouldn't be shocked if he was, though, to be brutally honest with you. Is this a ploy because people are starting to dislike him? So he's trying to find something to really freak him out? Or is he actually serious here? Is he actually only 93 degrees Fahrenheit? What is going on? That's dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. I don't know how anybody can be living in that situation and not be worried. Oh, it's normal because of my metabolic expenditure. Maybe. You're a breeding ground for fungus, Brian. As Vegan Deterioration was saying, you have to be at a certain point so you can fend off viruses. That's probably why I never truly got rid of my sinus infection, and it lasted 2 years. And it was only after the 2-year point that the doctor finally said, okay, we got to get that checked out. There's green stuff in the back of your throat. Yeah, Brian Johnson. And at that time, I'm pretty sure my body temperature was like 97. So don't even give me that stupid excuse of, oh, but my body's better at the energy expenditure. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you'll be thinking twice when you catch a friggin' virus. And you will. Because every body eventually does get sick. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because even carnivores do get sick. Okay? Carnivore isn't foolproof. Veganism isn't foolproof. Nothing is foolproof. Just like those people that travel with these weird things that they're supposed to, I guess, deter certain predators or whatever the heck. Yeah, doesn't mean they're not gonna, it doesn't mean they're always gonna work now, does it? Because a predator could come up, they might have realized, okay, that's supposed to deter me. I get it now. Charge! And then they just destroy that thing and then come right toward you. They don't care. You don't want the deterrence? Well, the predators are not gonna care. They're gonna come for you. They're still gonna come for you when they realize that thing ain't even trying to do anything. It's just a deterrent. It's a distraction. We finally figured it out. Charge! You know? So, what the heck? You really think you're gonna be safe doing this? This is dangerous. And to promote this as somehow normal. Well, everybody's different. Then how come they all say that around 85 degrees Fahrenheit is when you really start reaching that serious point of hypothermia? And why was it that when my body temperature was lower, I had an infection that couldn't go away? Now, I don't even seem to hold on to colds once they start going away. That was what was going on before. You know how, like, those colds they were viral, right? Those infections were viral. And miraculously, those would go away after 10 days, like Dr. Berry said. So after a cold, I would have another little infection hanging around in my nose for about 7 to 10 days. That went away. Okay, fine. But then I started having problems with my nose where I had this weird stuffed up kind of, I don't know, messy stuff. And I did that purposefully there. Like, that's my nose now. That's how it was before. That's how it sounded before. But, like, before the infections, before the viruses and all that stuff really took over. And every cold I would get made it worse and worse and worse and worse until that left side in particular was almost always filled with, I want to say, pus. And I think because each month, each year that would go by, I would lower at least a point Fahrenheit-wise. I would lower at least a couple points, if not a point. And the lower I would go in body temperature, the worse it would get. And so you're telling me that a body temperature of... And this guy friggin' exercises 1 hour a day. I don't know if it's per day, but 1 hour a day. Vigorously. And you're going to sit here and tell... Shouldn't you be warmer then? Shouldn't you be higher than the average if you're exercising vigorously? Why are you so friggin' low, buddy? You don't absorb half your calories from food either, by the way, because you only eat plants. You only eat plants. And then the supplements that you do take, there's only a minimal amount of animal product. There's really not a whole heck of a lot in there. Half of them are probably the plant versions of those things. Dude, you're just screaming for disaster to happen now. Why are you doing this? You're not that much older than me, I don't think. I think you're around my age, buddy. Wait, how old is he? Actually, maybe not. But I know you're not that much older than me, for sure. I don't think you're that much older than me. I think your son is a little bit younger than me, but not by a whole lot. He's pretty grown. He's almost grown, if not fully grown. So, yeah, you're definitely older than me, Brian, but not by much. I really don't think he's that old. Like, I don't think he's older than me. People in their 40s do not drop in body temperature like that. And 50s. I don't think they just drop like that dramatically, if at all. It's insane. I can't fathom just... I remember I had horrible heat intolerance. And when I was anemic, vigorous exercise, I don't know if it was the low body temperature or the anemia part of it, but I remember if I got hot enough, I couldn't take it, whether it was through the summer heat or through just brisk running, like brisk movement, rather. I don't remember exactly. I don't think it really mattered. I would come that close to passing out. In fact, I remember there was one time we finally got into the hospital for my first infusion. I remember saying, like, I feel like I could pass out. I remember sitting there in the waiting room, and I was drinking my water that I'd brought along. And they come out, the nurse comes out, and I'm like, I don't even remember if I brought it up to her or not because it was so long ago, but I feel like I warned them too. Because, like, I was still recovering from the walk to the hospital. That was a lot of work on my body. And that walk was probably only 20 to 30 minutes. That was the worst walk I'd ever had to endure because it was in the summer heat. Because it got hot fast that year. Quick. Like, it was toward, like, that day, it was July 23rd, 2020. Wait. Was it 2018. July 3rd, 2018, or July 23rd, 2018. I remember the day clearly because that was the day just after my birthday. I was still recovering from the walk. And that was when we discovered my body temperature, even despite that walk, guys, was 96 Fahrenheit. 96.8. Almost 97, really, but y'all. Insane. Okay? And then when I got, ever since that, even that first infusion, the walk home, I could handle. I was fine. I never had an episode like that again. Never. Not even once. Not even once since then. I could exercise. I could do whatever I wanted to do. If I wanted to get crazy and jump around and have fun with people, I would, because that was who I was. That was my personality. I loved being silly and quirky and getting jumpy and energetic. That was my personality. I still was that person at 22 years old, and I still kind of am now. I get really jumpy and energetic, and I love jumping around, having fun. I do it all on my own. Like I don't do it in front of people so much anymore, but I'll do it like if I'm talking with somebody and like I'm going to go get something, or if I'm super excited, I'll be jumping up and down, going like, woo, I'm that person. I'm still that person. I'm 28 years old, you guys. I'll be 29 this year. I don't feel that leaving me yet. Which is sad, because it's sad to think, because my mom said by her 20s she was starting to get more tired. Dude, I think I even told her once, I still got the energy I had when I was like 10. She's like, you're awfully, what did she say? I forget what she said actually about that. And this is how I was when I was a kid. I didn't think I'd ever get this back. And you know what I think that's supposed to be? For when we have kids. We're not supposed to be lethargic, almost paralyzed from iron deficiency anemia, guys. Low B12, you guys. Low everything, you guys. We're not supposed to be low anything. We're supposed to have a healthy balance in our bodies of blood sugars, insulin, ketones. Yes, even a healthy body has a very minuscule amount of ketones. So don't even give me that stupid crap about, but ketones are dangerous. That's ketoacidosis. There's also something called ketosis. Completely different things. Anyway, my point is, we're not supposed to feel like low energy all the time. We're not. Okay. So Brian Johnson out here claiming, but my body's actually different, and I'm actually taking a metabolic burden off of me. No, you're actually making it worse. You're making your metabolism worse. You know what happens if you don't use a muscle? It stops working. So you're actually making it lazy, is what you're doing. It might be a burden. You might think it's a burden, but you're actually making your metabolism worse. Because now you're just going to make it lazy. You're making it lazy. And if you drop everything down too low, you're going to wind up in the hospital on friggin' blood transfusions because you decided to make a stupid decision and feed yourself such a deficient diet. And not only that, underfeed yourself energy intake-wise. Okay? Like, this is insane. This is very dangerous. I don't want to believe that that's true. I'm skeptical of everything, y'all. Everything. So, please, guys, please. Do not follow his advice. Do not follow his advice, because this is very dangerous. And I would not be shocked if some people actually have started following his advice. I don't know how pricey. Good luck to you, because that probably would cost you an arm and a leg and both your ears, and you know what, probably even half your brain, because holy crap, and a kidney, because dang, like, and like, because holy crap, the cost of all of these dang supplements It's it's insane. I don't even have, I'm speechless. Yeah, I don't think he's being truthful. But at the same time, I kind of half believe it. I kind of half believe it. Ugh. I don't know if it's just for shock value or what. But anyway, scary. Super scary. But, yeah. Anyway, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on the Venifer. For those who have knowledge in that, what did they mix in there? What could I have reacted to? Why did I react that way? Do you have any reasons as to why I would have reacted that way? Because that's not very common. So obviously it was something, I don't believe it was the actual iron that did that. Maybe the red feet. Maybe the red feet. My friend had a weird reaction, though, to it as well. She went feverish, and her face was, like, bright, like, almost it was, like, almost red. She said it was kind of pink, but, like, we have pink in our faces, naturally. We're supposed to, anyway. And, like, I don't know. This was different, though, for her. It did wear off, but that's a little more understandable to have, like, a fever kind of reaction and, like, that almost red in the face type of look. That I could understand a bit more. But my reaction with the welts on the legs, dude, it was all over. I had shorts on that day. That's how she saw them, and I had those Crocs on too because it was burning hot outside. My feet, I'm like, my Crocs don't do that to my feet. It felt like, you know when you step on hot sand at the beach and the sand just goes over, like it's that soft, hot sand that your feet sink down into a little bit. Ow, ow, ow. That's exactly what it felt like on the bottom of my feet. And then these big, giant, like these things were probably marble-sized welts on my legs. Marble-sized. Giant. I don't, like, maybe even a little bigger than that. Robin egg size. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds a little more accurate. Well, okay. Halfway between a robin egg and a marble. If you've seen a robin egg, then you know. They're tiny little things. Okay? I don't even think a gumball would cut it. But anyway, yeah, so this is dangerous. Don't take Brian Johnson's advice. Please don't. Don't even dare follow it. Don't even dare try to follow his advice. He tells you, now this isn't going to work for everybody, which tells me that he really thinks this is going to work for him and that he's going to be able to keep this up. Dude, you're not. No human body should go through this. This is going to kill you. Hypothermia is deadly. And the worse it gets, the deadlier it gets. Hypothermia is no joke, buddy. You sound very lazy and tired too, just lethargic. You don't have as good of an inflection. Like, you don't sound like you're all here. You don't sound like your heart's in it anymore, really. You do sound like there's a vibe I get from him. I can't quite place it, but it doesn't feel natural anymore. It feels like it's put on. Because your body temperature's too low, buddy. I'm sorry. This is coming from somebody who suffered low body temperature. Very mild hypothermia. Very, very mild, but still, it was enough that I noticed it. I was more sensitive to certain things. Like, you can't go playing like that with the elements, buddy. We already told you touching the ice would make your hand freeze, and yet you still touch the ice. We all warned you that touching your tongue against that ice cold pole would make your tongue stick to the pole. You still ended up touching your tongue to it, didn't you? And now look at you. Your tongue is stuck to the pole. We warned you. Anyways, guys. Everybody knows your gig is up, Brian Johnson. Everybody knows that you're really up to dangerous things. You're not promoting any, like, even your science-based approach is not working. I don't think even the scientists, if the scientists are really willing to let you go through that, and really, really willing to let you just plow through this hypothermia and hope to God you keep functioning, you got some very sick people behind your what do you call it? Behind all of this. Sorry, bud. Anyway, that's it for this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Gerbs!